Hair is one of the first things people notice about you, and it sets the tone for everything else you wear. As a fashion designer who has spent decades working with incredible women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, I can tell you this with confidence. A well-chosen haircut doesn't just make you look younger, it elevates your entire wardrobe. After 50, your hair shouldn't just be about covering gray or sticking to what feels familiar. It needs to do more. It should illuminate your face, soften the features that time has shifted, and, more than anything, announce to the world that you're still here, vibrant, dynamic, and full of expression. But the truth is, many women are still wearing the same haircut they had 15 or even 20 years ago. And that decision, more than age itself, is often what makes them look older than they feel. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 timeless, transformative hairstyles. Nothing drastic or trendy, but subtle, smart changes that can make a world of difference. These styles aren't trying to make you look 20. They simply reveal the beauty that's already within you. You don't have to reinvent yourself. You just need to shift the focus, and your hair is the perfect place to start. Part 1. The soft contour cut. Sculpt your face with style. You don't need fillers or facelifts to refresh your look after 50. In fact, sometimes the most powerful transformation begins right around your face, with a few soft, well-placed layers that do more for your appearance than any cream or concealer ever could. Let me introduce you to what I call the soft contour cut. This isn't just a haircut, it's a visual strategy. With gentle layers that frame the cheeks, skim the jawline, and move with you, this cut mimics the way makeup contouring adds dimension to your face. Except here, your hair is doing all the work, naturally and effortlessly. Now I get it. Many women I work with are cautious when they hear the word layers. They've been told for years that layers are high maintenance or too youthful. But in truth, smart layering is one of the most graceful and flattering updates you can make. It's not about looking younger, it's about looking alive, soft, and expressive. From a fashion perspective, this cut is a game changer. Think about your favorite earrings, scarves, or that silk blouse you love. A haircut like this doesn't compete with those pieces, it enhances them. The softness around your face draws attention upward, balancing the neckline of a blazer or framing a delicate pendant necklace. It's the kind of subtle detail that makes a look feel complete. One of my clients, Susan, she's 56, used to wear her hair in a blunt shoulder-length cut for over a decade. She dressed beautifully, but always felt her face looked a little flat in photos. We didn't overhaul her style. We simply added 2 long diagonal layers, one brushing her cheekbone, the other falling just past her collarbone. That's it. But the shift was immediate. Her eyes looked brighter, her jawline softened, and best of all, her hair began to move with her, adding that sense of energy and ease that often disappears in static, heavy styles. Here's the secret. Movement equals life. And layered cuts like this bring just enough flow to make your whole presence feel more dynamic, without screaming for attention. If you're unsure where to start, keep it simple. Ask your stylist to add a few long face-framing layers near the front. Nothing drastic. Let your hair graze the cheek, catch the light, and move when you turn your head. You'll be surprised how many people notice something's different, even if they can't quite say what. And that, to me, is the hallmark of a truly elegant change. Part 2. The elegant volume. Bob. Restore fullness and frame with grace. If your haircut feels flat, lifeless, or like it's dragging your entire look downward, chances are it's not you. It's the shape. And the good news? The fix might be as simple as adding lift in all the right places. Let's talk about the elegant volume bob. This is not the classic sleek bob of your 30s. This is the grown-up, elevated version, one that's tailored for the graceful beauty of a woman in her 50s or 60s. It's structured enough to define your features, soft enough to move with ease, and full enough to restore the roundness that time naturally takes away from the face. As a fashion designer, I can't tell you how many times I've styled a woman beautifully. Gorgeous blazer, the right shade of lipstick, elegant shoes. Yet the hairstyle didn't match the outfit's sophistication. A flat, straight bob that hugs the head too closely can actually make the face look longer, the jawline harsher, and the energy tired. The volume bob, on the other hand, is like a gentle lift for your entire appearance. By adding subtle root volume and a slight inward curve at the ends, this cut creates the illusion of fuller cheeks and a more youthful neckline. Think of it as a soft frame for your best features, one that brings life back into your look without overwhelming your style. Here's where fashion and hair really meet. This cut complements everything. Whether you're wearing a structured coat, a cashmere turtleneck, or a silk wrap dress, the rounded movement at the ends keeps your look balanced. It adds softness to bold prints and structure to minimal outfits. And for women embracing their silver strands, it makes grays shimmer, not dull. Let me tell you about Margaret, age 58. She came to me saying her hair felt limp and thin, and she'd been tying it back daily just to keep it out of the way. Her style was polished, but her hair didn't reflect that. After encouraging her to try a softly layered, volumized bob, nothing dramatic, just a cut that sat below the chin and curved inward, we watched her entire appearance shift. Her daughter's exact words? "Mom, you look like you just took a deep breath for the first time in years." That's the magic of this cut. It lifts more than just hair. It lifts confidence. Style tip: ask your stylist for a bob that lands just below the chin, with light inward layers at the ends. A bit of root volume at the crown, achievable with a round brush or light mousse, is all it takes. You can wear it sleek, waved, or softly curled under. Avoid harsh, pin-straight finishes. You're going for movement, not stiffness, curves, not corners, because the right bob doesn't just sit on your shoulders. It moves with you, flatters your features, and makes every outfit look more intentional. Part 3. The confident asymmetrical cut. Not every woman over 50 wants to play it safe. In fact, some of the most inspiring women I've ever worked with reach a point in life where they stop apologizing for who they are and start dressing, styling, and carrying themselves with unapologetic confidence. And for women like that, there's one haircut I always come back to: the asymmetrical cut. Now, I know asymmetry sounds edgy, and it is, but not in a rebellious teenage sort of way. The beauty of an asymmetrical cut lies in its intention. It doesn't follow the rules of perfect balance, and that's exactly what makes it so striking. One side may sweep longer than the other, or the bangs may fall diagonally across the forehead. The neckline might rise on one side and slope down on the other. But when is it done well? It's not chaotic, it's artful. And it tells the world, this woman knows exactly who she is. There's a reason this cut works so beautifully for mature women. As we age, our features naturally soften, cheeks fall slightly, the jawline isn't as defined, and the skin loses some elasticity. Asymmetry, with its diagonal lines and movement, draws the eye across the face, not down. And that alone can shift how others perceive you, and how you perceive yourself. It's a visual lift without touching your skin. From a fashion perspective, this haircut is pure gold. It adds instant edge to clean, minimal outfits and pairs perfectly with statement accessories. You could be in head-to-toe monochrome, simple black slacks, a crisp white shirt, and if you're wearing an asymmetrical haircut with a bold earring on one side, you've just created a look that's effortlessly editorial. It tells a story without saying a word. I'll never forget Joanne. She was 64 with beautiful silver hair she always wore long because she'd been told short hair would age her. But deep down, she never felt like that long style represented her anymore. One day she walked into my studio and said, "I'm done hiding. I want to look like how I feel inside." We gave her an asymmetrical pixie, longer in front on one side, textured through the crown, soft but striking. When she saw herself, she didn't smile politely. She laughed, tossed her head, and said, "There I am." That's the kind of moment I live for, because here's the truth. The right haircut isn't about impressing anyone else. It's about reconnecting with who you are today. If you're curious but not quite ready to go all in, start subtle. Ask for one side slightly longer or a diagonal fringe that skims just above one brow. A small shift in balance can make a big impact, especially if your hair is thinning at the temples or crown. That off-center structure adds visual volume and intention where hair might otherwise feel sparse. Pair it with a swipe of lipstick, a great pair of earrings, and your favorite tailored blouse, and you've got a look that doesn't ask for permission. It owns the room, not because it's loud, but because it's unmistakably yours. And that, to me, is the essence of timeless style. It's not about going back. It's about moving forward, boldly, beautifully, and fully as yourself. So, let's take a step back and think about what we've really uncovered today. Whether it's the soft elegance of a face-framing cut, the structured fullness of a volumized bob, or the bold personality of an asymmetrical style, these aren't just haircuts, they're expressions. They're reminders that beauty after 50 doesn't fade, it simply evolves. And your hair? It should evolve with you. You don't need to chase trends or try to look 20 again. What you need is a style that reflects your energy, your presence, and your story. Because when your hair moves with confidence, everything you wear becomes more intentional, more elevated. You carry your outfit differently. You carry yourself differently. As a designer, I can tell you with certainty, the most beautiful women I've ever styled weren't defined by age or body shape. They were defined by how fully they showed up for themselves. And often that shift began not with a new wardrobe, but with a simple decision to change how they framed their face. So if you've been feeling a little stuck in your look, if you've been asking, do I still feel like me? Maybe it's time to visit your stylist with fresh eyes. You don't have to do anything drastic. Start with a few layers, a gentle lift, or a daring new angle. The right cut doesn't erase who you are. It enhances who you've always been. If any of these styles spoke to you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're thinking of making a change, I hope today gave you not just inspiration, but permission. You've earned every silver strand, every laugh line, every ounce of self-assurance. Now it's time to wear them all proudly, frame them beautifully, and never, ever fade into the background. Because style isn't about going back, it's about showing up, completely, unapologetically, and fully as yourself.